Welcome back to my channel, Beto Movie Recap.
The story begins in dangerous jungles, where a strange house is shown. Three friends have come to celebrate their holidays in this house, which is located on the bank of a river. While two friends are sitting outside having fun, their friend Jessica is inside the house in a very bad condition. One of Jessica's friends goes inside the house to check on her and finds her in a strange state. Jessica's friend has read a book and tries to make her listen to it. But something happens to her. She starts vomiting and her eyes change color. Suddenly, she separates her friend's hair from her skin and goes outside to separate her friend's head from her body. Jessica kills both of her friends, and then we see her flying in the air. Her remaining friend is crying, and the viewer may not yet understand who Jessica is and why this happened to the three friends. To find out what led to this tragedy, the story goes back. We see an old building and an apartment where a woman named Ellie used to live with her three children, apart from her husband. One night, Ellie's sister comes to her house. Ellie's sister's name is Beth, and she visits Ellie's house and brings gifts for her children. Beth also brings gifts for Ellie's husband, not knowing that Ellie does not live with him. When Beth asks Ellie about her husband, it creates such a sad atmosphere. So Ellie sends her children out to get pizza, so she can talk to Beth alone. When Beth finds out about Ellie's husband, she tells Ellie that she should have told her. While the children are coming back from getting pizza, an earthquake occurs, and the three children sit in the car parking area. After a while, everything seems to be fine, but Ellie's eldest son, Danny, notices a big hole in the car park area caused by the earthquake, which he decides to investigate. Inside the hole, he finds some books, recorded audio tapes labeled Part 1, 2, and 3, and some pictures of a priest. He also finds many holy crosses, and it becomes clear that the items are related to an exorcism or imprisonment of an evil power. Danny sees a grave from which a statue of Jesus Christ emerges and finds a book covered in cloth, which he takes with him without knowing its significance. Meanwhile, Ellie is worried about her children because she heard on TV that nearby buildings were damaged due to the earthquake. She goes to a neighbor's boy to help to find her children. There is also an old lady, but eventually, Ellie's children return home using the lift. Ellie scolds them after seeing them and tells them they should not use a lift during an earthquake. After saying this, she was going to take clothes for her laundry by the lift. Danny took the book and the audio tapes he found and brought them to his room. He tried to open the book, but it wouldn't budge because the book was covered with sharp teeth. Looking at the book, it seemed as though it was someone's face, causing his finger to get stuck in the sharp teeth, resulting in bleeding that fell on the book. The surprising thing was that the book absorbed the blood inside, and that's when the book opened, revealing strange pictures of someone doing magic on someone else. Danny didn't read the book, but he started listening to the audio tapes. The first audio tape contained a father's voice explaining how they had tried to learn about the book with their friends, revealing a strange kind of magic, and the father explained where they had found the book. Suddenly, a demonic voice began to be heard from the radio, as though a black power was trapped inside trying to escape. Danny tried to stop the tape, but he couldn't, and the black power was released from the tape and possessed Ellie in the lift, breaking her bones and beating her mercilessly. Meanwhile, the light in their house also went out, and the pages of the books began turning on their own. When Ellie's daughter checked the light, there was light everywhere except for their house. This meant that whatever was going wrong was only happening in their house. After a while, Ellie returned to her house, which appeared to be slightly better, and she walked back home. However, we had just seen that the black power inside of her had broken Ellie's bones, but now, Ellie was able to walk perfectly and went to the kitchen to start cooking eggs. When her sister called out to her, Ellie began to vomit and behave strangely. When Ellie regained her senses, she exclaimed, "She's inside me. Don't let her harm my children." After saying this, she fainted and fell to the ground. Ellie's sister and her children took her to the hospital, but they were all afraid to take the elevator, and the stairs were also broken due to the earthquake. Despite this, they managed to put Ellie in a room together. The same neighbor's boy, who Ellie had asked for help in finding her children, closed her eyes. But they opened again. He tried again, but the same thing happened. They all prayed for Ellie because they thought she was going to die. Then her sister sat next to her and told her how much she loved her. Suddenly, Beth's phone rang, and it was Ellie's phone. Ellie was saying that her body was burning and to please save her. Then she miraculously came back to life. When Beth touched her sister's body, it was hot, as though her body was burning. Beth took her to the bathtub, and suddenly, Ellie emerged from the water and started walking on the wall. And she screamed so loudly that everyone is about to faint. At the same time, the water in the bathroom is also boiling. Ellie attacks everyone, one by one, as she tries to kill her daughter. Then her son Danny puts Ellie aside because he knows that there is some dark power inside his mother. Ellie also takes out the eyes of the neighbor and throws them into a mouth of another neighbor. Taking advantage of this, Beth closes the door of the apartment. Ellie's children are also there with her. Now, Beth sees through a hole and realizes that Ellie has killed everyone in the house. Ellie's daughter fights with her brother Danny because she also knows that everything happened because of him. He had turned on the tape recorder and opened the magic book. They are fighting each other. Meanwhile, Ellie's elder daughter is showing strange marks on her face and worms are coming out of her mouth. When Beth goes to Ellie's elder daughter, she finds her eating pieces of glass in the kitchen, which means that she is also in control of that dark power. She attacks Beth and tries to kill her sister, but her younger sister hits her with a doll on her head and saves her. Danny tells Beth everything, and she learns that all of this happened because of him. After knowing everything, Beth goes to Danny's room to listen to the last tape recorder. She puts on the headphones and starts listening to the tape recorder. When Beth listens to the third and last recording, she finally knows the whole truth. She knows that the book was given to a priest, Father, who wanted to read it completely. However, the church people removed him from the church because the book was demonic. It was made of human skin and written on with human blood, providing ways to call dangerous demons of hell. The father wanted to understand all these things, and now Beth was listening to the same information on the tape recorder. After hearing all of this, Beth became convinced. While in the kitchen, Ellie's elder daughter attacked Danny and burned him. When Beth was in the room with Ellie, she tried to fight her, but Ellie claimed that Beth couldn't defeat her easily. Only Beth and Ellie's younger daughter were left when Ellie was about to kill Beth. However, Ellie's younger daughter gave Beth a pair of scissors, which Beth used to stop her for a while. Beth was about to break the door with a gun, but Ellie woke up. Beth fired a bullet at Ellie, hitting her leg. Ellie tried to trap her younger daughter with her sweet talks, but the younger daughter knew better and said that Ellie was not her mom. Those who Ellie had killed started coming back to life. Beth and Ellie's younger daughter had nowhere to run. Unfortunately, the lift was closed, and the door was also shut with the keys stuck inside the lift. Ellie was possessed when she had the keys in her hand. Ellie's daughter cleverly retrieved the keys by turning on the lift, and they ran into the lift as it was moving. Ellie's elder daughter and Danny, who were in control of the demons after death, connected themselves to the lift. Their blood began flowing inside the lift as it moved. As the lift descended, the blood inside it increased, and the page of the book turned to reveal a strange creature. When the lift finally reached the ground floor, blood spilled out, and Beth and Ellie's younger daughter, drenched in blood, got into a car. But Ellie, in her demonic form, appeared in front of them and attacked her younger daughter. Beth took a chainsaw and fight back, but Ellie's elder daughter and Danny also joined the fray. Beth put the three of them in a grinding machine and killed them. It was a horrific scene, but Beth had no other choice. After killing the three members of Ellie's family, Beth took Ellie's daughter and left. However, the demonic black power was not over yet. The next day, Jessica, a girl who lived in the building below Ellie, came down from the same lift. She saw the blood and was about to call the police when the demon possessing Ellie came and controlled Jessica. This explains why Jessica killed her friends earlier in the story. And that's it for today's video. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Take care.